Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're going to be reacting to episode 5 of Flip Flappers and we're very excited to be here doing just that, of course. Yeah, we're back. Flip Flappers. It's Thursday. My time that I'm able to record got inexplicably cut again. Very cool. Thank you, my employer. Very awesome. Therefore, only one this week. I have no reason why, other than I don't even know why they put me on this early. But anyway. I digress. We're going to continue here. It'll put us on a trajectory where we can continue to do 2 a week until the finale anyway, because I believe there's 13 episodes with this thing. So if you're on an odd number, then you should be able to go all the way through to 13. And again, I see that as pretty feasible in the future. Either way, enough inside baseball stuff. We should move over to the YouTube comments. If I had any, I don't have any YouTube comments for Flip Flappers this week. Off of episodes 3 and 4. So again, I must have nailed it. I must have been perfect. It's the only reason why I could think why nobody would comment. Anyway, yeah, again, that is something that is available to patrons. If you have something to say about the show, you can say it. It's up to you. From that perspective, I guess I should just broadly set the scene again. We have Papika and Kokona, right? There are 2 main characters. We started at episode 3 by entering another pure illusion, one that was somewhat Western-inspired, somewhat magical girl-inspired. There was a lot of stuff inspired into it. By the very end, we got the reveal that Yayaka and those 2 twin characters is seemingly working for a rival group that is also collecting the same shards we're collecting, right? So that's the big reveal there, that Yayaka's been kind of in on it the entire time, so to say. From that perspective, why do they both want these things? If I know why the creepy guys want this thing, the guys that want world domination, I think they want to dominate the power of imagination and use that to do something. Why is Dr. Salt interested? Still weird. I think he's broadly a good guy, even if he just seems like a bit of a weirdo. I don't know. How does this involve itself with the obvious mysteries around Kokona? Unsure still. We're keeping it all in mind. Episode 4 was a little bit more about getting the 2 girls in sync, and again, through various techniques, we displayed that in the episode. Again, ending that episode on a life raft that we built together after sleeping the night soundly together for the first time in ages for Kokona in that particular spot. Yeah, they were on a raft, and then they got sucked into pure illusion because their emotions were so much in sync. I think Yayaka and the rest of the gang got alerted to that, and hey, we're going to start episode 5 here in a new pure illusion, potentially taking a similar structure to episode 3, where we don't even know what's going to happen. It's just going to be some random weird shit. I like that. So yeah, we'll jump in shortly, but let's shout out these Patreons first, of course. If you wanted to be 1 week ahead, if you wanted to pay me money, you can most certainly do that through the Patreon. Again, everything there is a week early, so if you're interested in something else on the channel I'm doing at the moment, the world's your oyster. This won't be relevant so much. Might still be relevant depending on what I do. If you're a patron as well, for polls you have double votes. If you're a patron and you're seeing this video, you'll have a very small segment of time to vote in the poll that is currently active. Very small. So again, shoutouts to that, I guess. Either way, here are the list of names, starting here with Mickey Babbers, Charles++, Akomancer, Bobbin, Chobo Ribby, Dapper Dwarf, Domobot, Ichu, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Gus N, Heath, Ika, Ice, Yarko Yavanen, Jacob R, Joran, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lasher 840, Lou, Max, Mistake L Chen, Nelu, Need, Nico Lane, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Raga Shingo, Runlad B&K, St. Lily, Sam1373, Skeleton, Voiko, Without a Net, Zan Echo, Yuki Ali, Zach, Binchy, Hans Peter, Marsh, and Voodoo Chili. Thank you to all those people for continuing, and some of you the first time, giving me money. I do enjoy it. So yeah, with all that said, let's jump into episode 5 of Flip Flappers. As I said, Patreon. I have a Discord. It's linked in the description below. You can join it and talk to me and stuff if you want to. Like the video, subscribe. Let's do this thing. Let's jump in. Rightio, I have episode 5 of Flip Flappers up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 41 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. As always, there will be a picture-in-picture version in the description below, and I'm using the Zang file set from Nya. Again, I don't know what subs it is, but I don't know, figure it out. It's pretty similar to whatever else is out there, I'm sure. Either way, let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, scary clock tower, sure. I think it was vaguely seemed like a horror thing in the preview. I pick these. Where are we? There's nothing else that you treasure? But it's a cool stick. Come on. What do you mean right length? Like a magic wand? Oh, this guy's great. Yeah, those freaks. They're trying to steal our fragments, damn it. Looks like we've time skipped. Fantastic. So don't use that sciencey shit. We're gonna do some fucking magic. Believe in the power of magic, please. And hold hands, Symphogear style. So now are we still in Horror Mansion? Okay, weird. It seems like we time skipped, but sure. We're just playing fast and loose. The most horrific thing of them all. Oh! Actual scares. Okay, do you have eyes? Not quite. Yes. And that's just Yayaka, right? Looks like her. Anyway, weird. Okay, so we took a roundabout way to getting to where I thought we were going to get to, which was horror stuff. Because again, that from the brief portion I saw of the preview last week, before I paused it, it seemed like that was the direction. Again, the way I interpret that opening is like, yeah, okay, we went into a pure illusion, we came back out, we went into another one, came back out, and then again, we're a couple more adventures down the line. Maybe goes to show that that progression doesn't always happen as linearly as we think it does. It's not like we're learning stuff every single time. Sometimes we just do a pure illusion and nothing happens. Normally that's the kind of thing that would indicate some weird change from a source material, but no source material, so sure. Shoutouts already to the color work in the brief portions we've seen thus far in the new one, right? Again, that similar talent to make the colors as vibrant as they were in episode 2, as kind of dull and scary as they are in this episode. Again, just shows an understanding, which is good. Fla. I'm cosplaying. It's cool. Okay, so she's like playing like a participant in the pure illusion. Weird. This is our school, yeah. Great point. Number one person I wouldn't want to be in like a horror movie with is Paprika. Did he get taken apart? Hopefully. Oh, great, fantastic. I've always wanted to do some horror on the channel, like genuine horror. I think that would be very fun. Oh. These shots are great. Stop. You go to the cooking room, it'll be awesome. Oh, she did a thing that she did when she was... Yeah, great. Okay, don't trust these weird mannequin people. Nope. Oh, the subs! How good. See, even Papika's terrified this time. Is she gonna, like, suck the soul? The Scooby-Doo shit. Yeah, what do they do, other than just having weird mouths? Are they gonna do anything? Oh, the painting! No painting! You must understand that there needs to be impedance, so the two of you must be in sync when you say it. Oh. Come on. And where's your special object? Ugh, Silent Hill. Is she covered in blood? What? Oh, it's raining blood. It's raining acid? Okay, our heroes fucking died. We lost. Send help. Oh, we're back. Saved. I wonder if Yayaka had something to do with it. This is 2 episodes in a row that they've bathed together, by the way. Just in case we're counting. See, maybe they're just nice. Oh, thank you. It seems we've been ingratiated. Oh, they love it. It seems like they want to play, like, dress up with them or something. Yeah. They just want to dress him up. Fair enough. Oh, I don't like that how they walk, though. I don't like that. Okay, they've calmed the robot down. That's half the battle. Hand holding. What was that? Thoughts? Yayaka? Anything? No? Okay. Yeah, this seems not creepy at all. The lilies in the background. Is this the gayest episode thus far? It's up there. Yeah, are we gonna... Yeah. Oh. Why would you... Anyway. I'm not sucking anyone else's finger. Like, are you kidding me? Who knows where it's been? No! No way am I sleeping in the same room as that thing. There is no way. No, don't make it look in the mirror. I'm looking at it in the mirror. Oh, it didn't move. That's the kind of thing you need to destroy with fire immediately. Oh, yeah, great. That's some good stuff. I think the girls are nice. I think the doll's evil. Okay, it seems like we're doing the same thing every day. That's no good. We should be looking for said fragment. Seems like we're trapped in perpetual gay private school. There's worse fates, I guess. I do not like that. Okay, yeah, Rule of threes, everybody. Again, they're more and more jazzed about it each time. Yeah, she loves it this time. The same thing we do every day. It's a very interesting segment. I've got quite a bit to say. They gonna kiss already, or what? What's going on? Very polite. Thank you, Yayika. Yep, out of that side of the school. Oh, that looks great. Love the lighting there, too. Huh? You almost mounted me. Like, anyway. Doki Doki? Yeah. I think that may say more about Yayika than it does you. The fragments. You're an idiot doing things for fun. Oh. Quick now. They'll get ya. I would say that is a character trait, yes. A people pleaser. Given a task, you must complete it. Yeah. Oh, and the magic items as well, very notably. Come on, here they are. Quickly. No. Wrong uniforms. You must... Papaka's on drugs, and more than normal. Ah! I think leaving the robot anywhere is a good idea. I know numbers. It's almost like time has stopped. What do you smell? There's a seam in reality here? The 12th room, when the clock strikes midnight? Oh. It seems like we accidentally found the door, though, but that's terrifying. They know. Did that happen? That is... Oh, some of them are like sideways. Yeah, look at that. Okay, progress, maybe? Where's our magic items? Come on, dude. Oh, that was... Yeah, great. What's up? Okay, we must henshin. Is this behind the clock? Yeah, this is great. Hell yeah. This is very Japanese PS2 game. Okay. Alright, we're doing the thing. Full sequence? Seemingly so. Oh, no, somewhat truncated. Fair enough. I guess you don't need to see the full version every time. You too. Come on. Little magic wand. You gotta believe it. Believe in the power of miracles. What? What just happened? I love how, yeah, monotone they are. Okay, Puppet is getting a shit pushed in. We need a hero. We're stronger when we work together, please. What is that? The devil got a hold of her? Oh. I feel like the robot would really like that dimension. I'm built different. Oh yeah, look at this. Great. What a hero. Okay, now, but it's time for... Kokona needs to help, please. One of ya. Quick! What? Oh, physics. Alright, she did it and she believed it. I guess. Yep, same as before. What is this weapon? Oh, it's a hammer. What the fuck? She's cool. Tinkerton. Let's go. Executioner Smo. I think we won, which is good. I don't want to be in this horrific dimension anymore. She got a Super Mario star. Okay, are you gonna steal it off us or anything like that? Okay, they are twins. Let's escape through our portal. Are you going to take us with you? You tried to recruit us before. Damn. Okay, no, I thought you were going to drop us off at the weird base. No, but school's fine. No. I don't think Kokina's gonna hand it over. She got a gym badge? Yeah. Okay. A little bit of agency. She's beginning to believe. Okay, bye. Also, it's very nice of you to drop us off at the school. Thank you. Okay. Important character progress for Kokina. And again, just like so much fun. So much fun. And it definitely was recording, which is good. I find this setting fascinating. This private school where there's seemingly like this group of faceless girls that are absolutely obsessed with Yuri. They just love it so much. Again, all girls private school, that kind of... Again, I don't need to put it all together for you. You know why they're super interested. Anyway, there's kind of emphasis on time and time stopping. Where that's been quite a theme in the show thus far. You know, time loops, which I've kind of theorized as well as like Kokina being a people pleaser, right? And just doing what people want. If she was to continue to do what people want, then the time loop wouldn't stop. If she was continued to do what people want, she wouldn't have saved Yayaka. If she was continued to do what people want, she would have given over the fragment at the very end. Again, she's trying to move away from that. Again, become a bit more of a person instead of an empty shell. Have a personality. All these things. And again, I think that's been gotten across quite well. Very notably, the lack of art. You know, that one painting wasn't kind of colored in. Makes sense if you think about the themes at play, why it wasn't there. And that's a next time on. That's a next time on with my good friend, the Art Girl. So yeah, we'll head on for a little bit of analysis on episode 5 there. I think that sounds like a good idea. This was very good, I liked it. Rightio, episode 5, Flip Flappers. Very, very good. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. So yeah, instead of centering this starting discussion on what I talked about in the ED, for that will make up most of the discussion, I think, just the characterization of Kokina there and you know, how this episode gets that across. I think one thing I do take for granted with this show is just how entertaining it is and how good it flows. Does that make any sense? Like, I wasn't checking the time, I wasn't bored, I wasn't anything, I wasn't this, I wasn't that. It just goes. It goes and it has an interesting idea every 2 seconds, and it's tropey in a way, but it plays off of it like really well, and it makes good television. It peaks at the right points. It tells a great story, especially these episodic ones. Between this and the desert one, they're just very, very good at that kind of episode. And again, as soon as they're doing those kind of episodes, I'm going to look forward to it more and more. They do a lot with a little, and I think that's very impressive considering how again, separated it is from everything. In this episode, there's emphasis placed on the relationship between Yayaka and Kokona, something that's kind of been bubbling away in the background. Yayaka seems to be a big old tsundere, seems to claim that she has no special love or connection for Kokona, but goes out of her way to save her, which in turn Kokona reciprocates by the very end of the episode too. Again, you don't do that to somebody that was a means to an end, that you didn't genuinely care about. So again, there's conflict there internally for Yayaka, even if she does not want to admit it as yet. So I'm really liking that dynamic. I just really like overall the aesthetic decisions here, this kind of horror version of the school that we were already in, pulling us away from, again, the all-girls school that we do attend into this other alternate school that wasn't there before, this building that we see out the window. And it turns into something else entirely. This kind of almost, what do they call them in Jujutsu Kaisen? It's like the space that they make. You know what I mean? It's like Fate does the same thing. We've created this space that is like a trap, and you can't really get out of it, and it tricks you into doing certain things, right? It's just wildly creative. There's a reason why shonen lean towards doing stuff like that generally with their powers. It's just cool. You can do cool stuff, and who wouldn't want to do cool stuff, right? Specifically, even Chainsaw Man, which I've done on the channel, there is a sequence in which there is a loop and on a hotel room floor, something like that, which is very kind of similar in my mind, I would say. Characters coming to that realization, and again, what they'll have to do to get out of it. And yeah, as we go into, again, starting the episode and the rewatch again, let's focus on a few things. Let's focus on the theme of time. Let's focus on the theme of decision-making versus not decision-making. And let's focus on Kokona's agency in the episode. When is she in control of the situation? When is she pulling things along as opposed to Paprika? Right, and where is that transition point? Where is that growth for the character? Those are the things we should be watching for going forward. Again, let's rewatch. It's a little bit of a confusing intro. We start here with the clock tower, which eventually strikes midnight. There is kind of that squirrely pattern, which becomes very relevant for the features of the characters in this particular zone as well. But I was seeing this as a little bit more of a, portal to a pure illusion, right? The kind of the inky portals that our protagonists go through. I thought that this was one of them. Not quite. We kind of flash back, I guess you would say, right? Where we've collected a whole bunch of shells and sea stuff and kind of knickknacks, and I would have assumed from the deserted island we were just at, but as it turns out, maybe they were collected there, but that isn't in the immediacy. I'm seeing a time skip here. Filling in the gaps here, we have our kooky, I don't know what you call them, pure illusion people, let's say that, telling us we need to pick a certain important object to us. So again, Paprika, not particularly overburdened with intelligence, she just goes and picks the first thing she sees. Again, it's less important about the object for her and more important about the feelings. That's another aspect of her character we can go into. Kokona's response is interesting too. I don't have something like that. The only thing that I can project onto is my pet rabbit. If I'm not allowed to pick a living thing, then I don't have any other knickknacks that I enjoy. I'm empty, so to say, right? It's very interesting that upon admitting that she doesn't have an inanimate object that she really enjoys, that being Kokona, Dr. Salt seems to take a notice. You are shrouded in mystery. I want to know what's going on there. It seems like you're broadly interested in Kokona and have... I don't know. It's a weird one. It seems like you drop the illusion a little bit more when she's around, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to speculate there, but it's something. It's something in that realm, I think. I think more specific to the kind of parodies and pastiches we're doing with this show, this is very similar to like a power band or something like that, even like an Omnitrix Ben 10 style. I'm thinking a little bit more Power Rangers, Tokusatsu, something like that. You slam down on the watch and you transform, where you've got a magical wand. It's all about transformation. It's about going from point A to point B. Again, that's what I'm seeing thematically here with the choice of these objects. And again, for Kokona specifically, it's less important for the object to have significance to herself and more important that the object is significant to Paprika, right? Because she likes Paprika and she wants to use the thing that Paprika wants to use. It seems like her investment here is entirely dependent upon Paprika. Does that make any sense? So we pose this question literally in the episode. Yayaka says, hey, Kokona, why are you doing this? Why are you being brought along for the ride here? Do you even know what you're doing? And she's like, no, I mean, Papika seems like she wants to do it, and I like Papika, so... And they're kind of fun sometimes. But beyond that, she doesn't really have that drive. This episode is about finding that drive, about finding power in this object and finding personal investment within it. As much as the relationship between the two, Papika and Kokona, is important to the process, Kokona needs some internal drive as well, not entirely external based on this other character, right? Why does she want to do it? Who knows, but she does, right? And that's the kind of discovery of this episode. Now, I wanted to look at this one here. Specifically here, we say that we've lost 3 fragments to them now, right? Seems like we're in fucking Lego world, sure, and now we're in Jack and the Beanstalk world. Seems like they continually steal the fragments, even though it's behind my camera. Seems like that continues to occur. So you can imagine that, hey, they've got 3 thus far, they got 1 from the desert, and they got 2 from those ones. We've kind of skipped 2 adventures here. Specifically, Yayaka and the gang have the power to just portal to anywhere they want to portal to. Seems pretty overpowered, where our power is a little bit more airy-fairy, for lack of a better term. We just kind of go wherever the emotions take us. But the advantage that we have over them, of course, is we have a scientific name for it over here, but it's just henshin. We can transform. We're magical girls. That's the power that we have over those other guys. And again, we've seen it in action. That kind of magical girl form is way more powerful, but it's about achieving it, it's about maintaining it. That's the struggle there, right? You must hold up your prized possessions and say flip-flapping. Again, you're growing on me a little bit. It seems like you're a little bit more into the fantasy aspect than the science aspect, I would say. You're just enjoying watching the show. So again, we must remember these magical transformation words. We're going to hold hands in the closet once again and go to the gay school realm. Let's go. Immediately here, the direction changes a lot. Even just contrasting... Maybe the closet's not a good example, but the colors here to the colors here. It's a grand contrast, right? The choice of shots and whatever's going on there. Just let's break down this one. This one's my favorite one, right? The subject of the frame is down here. It's Kokona, right? She's very small in the frame. She is being dwarfed by the school. She's being dwarfed by what's going on here. She's in the dark, so to say. She can't see here in the frame. We, the audience, get to see what's behind here, but she doesn't, invoking this sense of mystery, so to say, invoking the scares, right? We'll continue to see this play out more and more, where, again, the character will be dwarfed in the frame, and they won't be able to see a certain portion of it. Again, that is, you can flip it however many times you want, but that is how the scares are made here. Another example, it's the sense of, I don't know what's behind you, something's going to get you, oh my god, you haven't seen it, oh my god, you've seen it, but it's too late, and then it's just an anime girl lying on the cold floor, you know, as you do. And again, just when you think it's safe, the thunder cracks, the lightning shines through the windows, and we see the actual scare behind us. The scariest thing of all, it is our good friend Yayaka in fucking schoolgirl cosplay. So here's the thing. This would imply that Yayaka got here before us. This would imply that Yayaka played along and got changed into their uniforms as well. That would also imply that you don't know immediately where the fragment is and how to find it. It seems like you're playing along, so to say. Specifically, they're going for the Gokigen Yo as well as they enter, which is, again, the catchphrase of the characters here, of course. Yayaka appears briefly, almost to taunt them, before it's like, Yayaka, what are you doing in that uniform? She blushes, embarrassed, and then kind of runs away, which, again, isn't somebody that doesn't care about Kokona. That's not something that, you know, holds that character trait would do. Again, she's being a big old tsundere about how much she actually likes Kokona. This is another really obvious one this episode. We saw in the foreground there. That is a lily. Everybody, I know enough about flowers to tell you that that's a lily. Lily sounds like Yuri if you squint, so they're like they're the lesbian flower. There you go. There's my dramatic insight. Literally Yuri lilies. Anyway, hey. They're gay. That's all I have to say here for this segment. Upon seeing this shot here, it becomes clear that this is indeed our school, or at least a replica of it. Papika has no self-preservation and yells out for Yayaka immediately. That is the pretense of why they're going towards the kind of nurse's room as well, you would say. The mystery grows when Buchan disappears, seemingly taken apart by somebody. Papika notes that somebody is nearby, even though she can't see them, she can sense them. And again, we're getting picked off one by one. This is great. This was just set up for a scare as well. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Something that the character doesn't notice that's the subject that is quite terrifying, right? Oh no, look behind you. That's the kind of kind of feeling they want to invoke within you as an audience. I could go for days. Some of these statues are looking us directly in the eye, almost alluding to the puppet that kind of characterizes the second half of the episode. Again, just this thing that we think we can escape the gaze of, but is looking directly at us. Similarly here, the all too human eyes of that kind of model, I don't know what you would call it, person guy. You look at him to look at Science Man. Sure, that'll do. Again, broken record. These kind of shots here, exactly what I was talking about as well. All that focus on the dark and all that focus on the stuff that the character cannot see. Leading up to this moment where it's another Papika jump scare. Of course, we're doing a rule of threes here as well. The next time that we actually think that it's fine and that we're in this kind of, we're calm, we have a sense of security. It is a false sense of security, and it's actually the monster of the zone. So again, 2 scares at the hands of Papika. Both times it was just fine. The next time that we think it's just fine, it's actually the worst scare of them all. As we can see right here in the home economics room, we go in and we see a bunch of seemingly normal human characters, right? What are we doing? Embroidery of a Yuri lily because we're being subtle. I guess home economics means different things over there. It seems like this is a little bit more sewing in that. Sure. If you do home economics in Australia, you're definitely cooking, by the way. It's cooking class, for sure. Again, we think it's like a normal bunch of girls, but not quite. Not a normal bunch of girls at all. They lack the facial features. Now again, if you wanted me to put my analysis hat on and be a big dork about it, this is Kokona being faced with the fact that she herself is empty. What are facial features? Facial features are emotions. Facial features are distinguishing aspects between different humans, right? I can see person A and I can distinguish them from person B based on these features, right? That is the distinguishing factor there. Kokona doesn't believe internally almost that she has this, and being faced with a bunch of faceless copies, even in uniform as well, something, again, another identifying factor that, is being kind of dulled here. Clothes. We're all wearing the same clothes. It's hard to tell them apart, She's being faced with the fact that she's just another faceless person in a crowd, as opposed to somebody internally important, as opposed to somebody like Papika who oozes charisma and protagonist energy, right? Even Yayika. Yayika's important. Yayika has the streaks in her hair. Kokona is just normal. That's her thing. And she realizes that she's just normal and is empty as a result. This is, again, her being faced with that. Very funny moment here as the art style changes upon both characters, even Papika here being terrified at the kind of visage they just saw. Papika tries to go for the henshin immediately, but she doesn't say the magic words, of course, and yeah, it's too late. They're right in your face. And as a result, we need to run away cartoon-style back down the hall. There must be something with these magic words in Japanese that makes it hard to say. Flip-flapping. Flip-flapping. But yeah, they can't quite get it. It's like a instead of an ing. So, I don't know. Either way, here's the thing I wanted to talk about as well. What's another representation of emptiness, right? If we're talking about whenever Kokona has had these really great moments within herself, it's been, again, in front of this painting with that art student, all that kind of stuff, right? In this particular zone that is characterized by grayscale, characterized by uniformity, we see a blacked out painting. We don't get to see the art. This is the kind of unique aspect of you being dulled. Art is also a personal decision that you're making for yourself to pursue art and become interested in art and go along with that art student to the art club. From the brief portion I saw of the preview just before, seems like we're going to continue down that line as well. Again, most importantly, not propelled by Papika. You're not being pulled along into a magical adventure. This art thing that you like is something that's being personally pursued. And again, shows that you have that personality, shows that you aren't just another faceless person in the crowd. Again, very obviously here, we're faced with Challenge. Where is Challenge? Challenge is here on the floor somewhere. Hello, Challenge. You're the protagonist. You're the one pulling us out of this. You're the one that doesn't wear the uniform correctly. You're the one that doesn't wear the right shoes, doesn't wear the stockings, doesn't do all that stuff because you're an anime character, right? Because you're the traditional protagonist that's different from everybody else and is pulling our hero along. Instead, we're placed in the perspective of somebody that's a little bit more faceless, somebody that's a little bit more normal, and you're being pulled along. But again, now we're self-critical. Normally, this is what would happen. This is the normal dynamic. We need to find out what's actually going on with you and why you want to continue to do this, right? Another really good example here would be this shot of the wrists and the watch, right? So again, that's the difference, again, personified between Paprika and Kokona, right? I'm protagonist energy, right? I've got this seashell thing, I'm a free spirit, I'm that kind of thing, I'm this, I'm that, right? What is the most normal thing you can wear on your wrist, and also a representation of a ticking clock, representation of time running out, representation of all these different things? A watch. A watch. It's not the only time in the episode that the watch gets some play as well. Again, the motif of a lot of this segment as well is this clock striking midnight, running out of time. Again, all these things that I've spoken about. Also like this brief moment here where it looks normal outside before the silent hillness of it all comes in. So again, I think the implication here is that it's like acid rain or something. I don't know. It's whenever you can't go outside. If you go outside, you'll fucking die. The rain turns into blood and you faint almost immediately, right? And they're left for dead out here. You know, the door itself didn't even connect anything. Again, it seems like they're trapped in here. From there, it seems like the evil force found us, very cool, and pulled us into a bath together, right? Does that potentially speak to their other motivation, which is about shipping the two characters? Does that speak to that motivation? Maybe. I think maybe. From here, I'll bring up another motif that I noticed. Definitely this doll motif, right? So we have the doll in the room, and it's meant to be like horror tropey and scary and stuff, right? But I'm also seeing a flip here. Pardon the pun. The horror villain in this particular zone is treating our main characters like they're dress-up dolls, right? Like they can force them to do anything that they want, like they're inanimate, like they don't have like an actual emotion to them, like they're empty. Again, like trying to force them into these roles, right? And again, I just think they're meant to be like a bunch of Yuri dorks as well. That's why they get off on all this shit. Same shit here with the robot, right? I'm gonna dress you up in a, like a, you know, we're gonna shine you up, give you a bow, and make sure you're super interested in Yuri. That's all it's about, right? That's all they want out of Kokona and Paprika as well. Even stained glass windows as we walk through this hallway connecting the two schools, our school, the school we know, and the school that these girls know. Yeah, the Yuris definitely making their presence felt. They call them the Yuris, the Lilies, excuse me. Seemingly another kind of thing we're doing with the episode is this hand-holding thing, right? The hand-holding used to be even in the very start of the episode, it was a symbol of comfort for Kokona, right? Like, you would hold my hand and make sure that I thought that everything was okay, right? Leading me by the hand to whatever place we go next. As it turns out, you need to grab Paprika by the hand in this segment and lead her out of the impending disaster. Again, you're letting yourself be swayed. You're letting yourself be pushed around by two other separate groups of people. The horror villains, the girls in this segment, as well as Paprika, right? Again, passing this precipice point only with the help of Paprika, right? And again, from that transition point, from reality into this time loop realm. Again, Yayika's staying on the other side, potentially the only reason why she doesn't just go and fuck off and get the fragment even right now is her lingering concern for Kokona, right? She wants to stick around and make sure that Kokona's okay. Again, it's implied that you just know everything. You know where to find the thing right now. You could maybe just go and do that, but you stick around for Kokona's sake. From here, we'll see a segment looped many times, 3 times actually to be exact. I wish I had a better frame of reference for this, but I definitely think it's definitely tropey. I've definitely seen it before. Older, fashioned, you know, very Christian-y kind of private school, all girls, and it's very, very, very Yuri. I don't know exactly what we're talking about there, but I definitely know the trope. Again, all these very classic, what's the word? Traditionally feminine things that they're doing. Little music sessions, little tea parties, like they're going to be high society girls in like the 1930s or something, 1940s, like even that far back. Like again, all these very traditional things that you would do at these schools to become an upper class lady. I'm reminded of something, and it was a comment on a few videos ago now, but somebody said, again, it's this thing in Japanese culture where in these all-girls schools, there can be and maybe not even Japan, maybe everywhere, right? Where they see these kind of blossoming homosexual relationships between girls in these schools, and they see them as kind of practice, right, for the real thing, right, which is a heterosexual relationship, and this doesn't count, and it's this, and it's that, and these feelings get invalidated, right? Again, maybe that's why this kind of thing is allowed to perpetuate. I don't know, and why it's such a trope. Yeah, I don't really know my point there, but I get what they're saying here, and I think it's relevant to what we're getting across with the show overall. Here's Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll is... Here's what we're doing, right? It's twofold. One, it's creepy doll horror meme. So again, Annabelle, any number of other horror things, Chucky, lots of stuff. Creepy doll. We don't like creepy dolls. Creepy dolls are bad. We're playing up on that kind of horror motif of it all, right? But also, this is a mirror, pardon the pun, to Kokona, right? You're being Paprika's doll right now. You're being the other girl's doll right now. You're just being forced and manipulated into any position that we want you to be in, right? This is what's facing you. This is the horrific reality of what your life could be if you allow these people to continue to push you around. And again, it's not even bad. You just got to consider why you're doing the things you're doing and if it's personally something you want to do, right? It's about agency. Does this look like somebody with agency? No. Is the actions by Kokona by the very end of the episode agency? Most certainly, yes. No mistake that their haircuts are, I wouldn't say similar, kind of similar, you would say. Again, and that's why she faces it away. She doesn't want to confront this right now. It's only upon letting the doll sit where it lay that she's able to actually progress here. Even continuing this rain motif from the opening as well, right? We're focusing specifically on the heavy, heavy rain outside, which is obscuring things, right? Like, we can't quite see out into the distance. It doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem like our reality, right? We're not seeing the colors. We're not seeing the sunshine. We've got to get this rain and this fog out of everything, right? Out of our heads to be able to see what we can actually see and see the situation for what it is. We see this metaphorical fog setting in as mental fog as well. As we progress from here, the characters continue to forget what the actual purpose is, finding the fragment. Paprika in particular gets fogged up like crazy. She forgets why she just goes through everyday life like normal, right? In that way, turning into a doll for the rest of the girls. And again, now we're just doing some montage stuff, some meaning through repetition. The time is looping, of course. And it seems like the two are continuing to enjoy their little private school escapades. The time loops continue to speed up, showing, again, little portions of everything we've done thus far, continuing to focus on that doll. Almost like sedated is the doll, right? Again, like, I'm letting things happen to me. I don't have any power to change things now. Again, you could even fan theory or something that the girls in general are trying to turn them into dolls. Maybe this is a previous person that did this loop and got trapped. I don't know if you wanted to get invested in the horrorness of it all. And again, more and more the uncomfortable becomes comfortable. You're more and more comfortable with Paprika sucking on your finger. And the girls fucking love it. They froth that shit. Specifically here we have Kokona having like almost a panic attack, right? Because she like draws the blinds and we like shut them and it's like, hey, don't focus on any of that shit. Let's focus on what we'll do tomorrow. Of course, get the fragment, right? No, we're going to do embroidery or something else, or these kind of school activities we've been conditioned to do, right? We've forgotten about our actual purpose. And again, focusing on the rain. The rain just won't let up, will it? I like the rain. Yeah, I like the rain too. No, don't like the rain. The rain literally hurt you in the past. The rain is an extended metaphor for you being trapped in this cycle. We want to escape the rain. We want to find the sunshine, damn it. And again, here's the twist, right? Now, Yayaka has entered the loop realm, keeping her head about her to save Kokona, right? You secretly care a lot about her, right? I do really like Yayaka. She always tries to put on this facade of, like, I've got it all figured out. Oh, you're trying to pull a fast one on me, aren't you? She's tries to keep all cool, right? But what you're doing right now is objectively uncool. You're going and you're saving the enemy team because you like them that much, right? Again, this kind of dichotomy between these two sides of the characters is what I'm really enjoying. Even now, right, they're like mounting each other almost, right? And it's like, don't you see what's really going on? And then almost teasing her for getting butterflies about it. So you were all over me. You were getting close to me to tell me that it's a time loop. Like, come on now. Specifically what Yayaka says here is this kind of pure illusion is wired to make everybody feel a little bit doki-doki, to make everybody's heart race a little bit. Again, make them Yuri. It's the Yuri horror school realm, which is funny. Again, that's why you're getting acclimatized so quickly to everything. That's why you're enjoying all this stuff. It's like you're trapped in this. Again, every day is the same type high school where you just do like Yuri shit with each other, right? But by the very end of it all, you must graduate. There is an end to this, right? You know, and you must realize that. Again, it's not just going to be the same thing. It's not just the time loop, time marches forward, all these themes that we're getting across with the show overall, I would say. And here's probably the most important character beat of the episode, right? Hey, Kokona, why are you even here? What are you doing? Why do you want the fragments, right? Specifically, Paprika says that she can't come here without me. But why should that matter to you, Kokona, right? Why do you care? Well, sometimes it's kind of fun. Yayaka kind of scoffs at the idea of fun, which again maybe speaks to a little bit more about your personal characterization, but I think it also speaks to yours. Hey, you need to find something internally that drives you to do what you're doing here instead of it just being kind of fun. And again, I think that's a more wide-spanning thing for the entire show. Why is Korkuna going to want to do this by the very end? It seems like we're building up to a wish of some kind. Is Korkuna going to need to wish for something? What is she going to wish for, right? Again, personal agency, that's what that's all about, right? What about your life right now would you like to change and how are you going to do it? Confront yourself with these questions, right? I do like the implication that the girls are watching always, and you two need to be very close together to get any information across, because it just looks like some Yuri shit's taking place and they won't be suspicious, right? So again, that's why we were like kissing distance there before, just to kind of get them off the scent. Specifically here, Yayaka also says that Korkuna is afraid of failure, right? I think that's what a lot of this watch and time motif is speaking to, right? You're afraid of failure. You're a people pleaser. You try to go through and please everybody and just do what they want. In that way, you're being manipulated by a doll. Again, personal agency. That's what you need to get out of this, right? It seems like Yayaka has helped us as well by giving us our uniforms back as well as our magical objects. And now, as I've said, Papika is the one that's kind of encased in the fog. Again, she's not smart enough to break through it, right? She's just going along with it. You can't be the doll anymore. You have to save your friend. You can't be manipulated around, and you have to make some decisions here to get us out of this. Specifically, again, you've got your old uniform on, right? You're trying to pull her out of this. But again, she just wants to stay like it is normally, right? Even Buchan's getting in on the action. I fucking hate the robot, but he sees these two holding hands, and he fucking loves it, right? He goes all kind of murder mode. Either way, it seems like Buchan got too far ahead of himself, and he snapped us out of this. And now we're in the hallways at night, looking around at the various doors, numbered, right? All the numbered doors. Again, all this focus on the numbers on the clock. We need to find that 12th room. That's what it's all about. Specifically here, the watch is the biggest indicator. Time isn't moving, and 12 is kind of scribbled out. Again, there is no next day. It's just a loop, right? Midnight is when that next day would begin. If there's no midnight, it's the same day over and over again. Korkuna, who is terrified of disappointing anybody and just does whatever anybody says, would be satisfied just continuing to go around a loop, even if it's dangerous. If that's what they want me to do, I'll continue to do it. Almost like a hamster in a wheel, right? Just continuing to spin around. Again, what she's doing here to get herself out of this is actually putting a different uniform on, directly disobeying the rules and doing something else entirely. I do like Papika's sense of smell as well. She smells this kind of direction, and she finds the secret room. There's like a breeze over here. Again, the smell is the thing that attracted you to Korkuna in the first place. Which again, weird, but sure. Now Papika has her hand on the thing. The clock strikes midnight. There's like 11 rings or something, and she is able to push on the secret door. But at that point as well, all the girls notice and look outside. We mustn't be out past midnight. And again, we are, and we're eventually caught by the people. I think they count 11 rings there of the bell, but we never get to hear that 12th. Instead, the day just loops. Again, that's why this doll is always facing the same way as well, because we're in a loop. Like, it doesn't move back by itself or anything weird like that. It just goes back to the way it was at the start of the original day. Either way, the girls are aware of what's going on now and try to find that door once again. They do make their way through eventually, and they see this distorted final bedroom, right? Much like their bedroom, but it continues on and on into a dark void. Now, again, I'm going to be nerdy. Contrast what the framing of the characters is doing right now with this, what we were doing at the start of the episode. Purposefully looking away, right, from the darkness, from the long hallways. We weren't aware, we weren't looking it in the eye. This is the point where the characters have gained agency and instead looking towards the scary stuff. Like, again, this is way more protagonisty and way more in control than a character that would be looking at the camera right now, right, not aware of what's behind them. You're actually confronting how fucked up this situation actually is instead of, again, going with the flow. Some fantastic animation through this final sequence as well that I hope to continue to shout out too. Really good framing there too. This shot here specifically, again, it doesn't take a film expert to tell you what they're parodying there. If VLC wants to behave, please behave, VLC. Yeah, starting from here, again, it's The Shining. It's like the child on the like little tricycle or whatever, and we turn the corner and we see the twins. Pretty classic shot, pretty classic parody. I think it's very well done. Specifically here as well, the robot's eyes are like, oh, it's actually it's both. It's androgynous. It's both gender symbols at once. Because again, we have the I don't know what you would say, male twin and female twin. They're both wearing girls' school uniforms, and they don't seem to care. They're just going along with it. Either way, they change out of that quickly into their like sci-fi costumes, and hey, we're out. We're gonna follow Yayaka and the gang over to where the fragment is. I do like this as well. This is where Yayaka is faced with a choice, right? She can either be happy that Kokona and Papaka made it out, right, and congratulate them and that kind of thing, clearly what she wants to say, but no, she's disappointed. No, they're actually here now. I can't just... I'll have to fight them. I don't want to fight them. And again, telling them not to follow us. Don't follow us. Don't do that. Again, don't make me make these difficult decisions where I'll have to fight you. We open up the clock tower, and it's, I guess, the most abstract we get in the episode, I would say. What is the physical space here right now? Doesn't matter. It's just a bunch of time bullshit. This shot here is fantastic. Both characters running after each other. Our evil team, so to say, running in one direction, and our good team running in the other. It's like these polar opposites in their motivations, right? But they're still pursuing the same goal. And also, again, that cyclical nature, much like a clock, much like the rotation of the day, the face of a clock, all this, like a gear, lots of stuff. We get a lot of our action-y stuff here as Papaka takes hold. She takes action, right? She's specifically holding onto Yayaka here before getting a swift kick to the torso. But at that exact point, she also decides to do the transformation sequence. Again, thus far in a lot of these segments, Papaka has been the one taking control. Think specifically about episode 3 and how Papaka had to break Kokona out of the stupor. In this episode, we've had the exact opposite, right? Normally, again, in a normal Flip Flappers episode, this would be where Papaka takes control, pulls Kokona by the hand, and wins the day. And again, it seems like that's what's going to happen, but again, that gets flipped on its head by the very end. Specifically here as well, I do like Kokona, like, really embarrassed about saying the magic word and using the magic wand. Like, she's too old for it. She's too old for imagination. She finds, again, the whole thing a little bit farcical. Oh yeah, much to this running in place theme that I've had as well, right? Just kind of somebody stuck. We have the robot here doing very similarly, just kind of running in the same spot, not actually helping. Specifically, the evil team here says that they're running out of time and that Yayaka should stop messing around. Again, maybe holding back in the face of these two, and the twins call them out for it. Yayaka stops messing around for a moment and absolutely smashes Papaka. Again, they're less powerful when it's just one of them, right? They need to work together to get the max out of their power, so to say. But again, the tables are turned when Yayaka gets grabbed by the leg here by the demonic presence. At that same moment, after showing concern for Yayaka, we also have Kokona pulled into the same location, right? Almost trying to save her in the process. Now again, Yayaka saved Kokona earlier this episode. It's only natural that she wants to reciprocate the favor, that kind of stuff. It seems like we're being pulled down by the loop itself, so to say, and whatever, like the spiritual entity that's making all of this horrific shit possible, so to say. And again, it's no accident that it's also really touchy-feely on the two female characters here. Like, again, it's interested in Yuri. If you didn't get that across from the rest of the Pure Illusion itself, I don't know what to tell you. Specifically here, we have the twins running away and refusing to help Yayaka, right? They have a job to do, they're going to do the job. It doesn't matter that one of our comrades fell. It's not about that kind of camaraderie between the two. It's about getting results. I told you, I'm just wired differently. That's why I don't fall for any of this shit either. Again, very robotic. Again, maybe a mirror to Kokona's roboticism, as I've said in the past. The bell has finally appeared. It's stricken midnight, so to say, and this is the only time that we can actually grab the fragment. Now again, in contrast to the twins, we have Papaka here running in with reckless abandon to save both of them from the pit. It's important that I save everybody and do everything, right? I have the power to do so, especially when it comes to saving Kokona. That was the whole kind of motivation behind episode 2. I need to save Kokona, so I'm going to go Super Saiyan. But she doesn't have quite enough power here to make it to the top and save everybody. Even here at this moment, the twins make the decision to shoot at Papaka, who is carrying Yayaka, right? their comrade, their friend. I'd rather shoot them and prevent them from getting the thing rather than keep my friend alive. As we see here, Papika runs out of energy and it's Kokkona's turn to save the day. It's your time to transform, it's your time to do everything here, right? We try to throw her into the air towards the target, but as it turns out, she's not superpowered at all. As soon as she leaves this kind of bubble, she just gets gravitied. However, she does bounce off this bubble down the bottom and eventually choose to transform, which is very cool. We go through the segment or the transformation sequence once again. And again, in that final moment, making that decision to actually transform, to do that thing right at that moment and smash the hammer and claim the fragment. Like, that's all personal drive here that's doing that, as opposed to Papika saving the day all by herself. Again, still needed that push, but did make the decision when the time called for her to do so. But more importantly than, smashing the bell and claiming the fragment, she chooses to keep it, right? That's the most important factor here as we move forward. So again, the implication has been that this has been the representation of wish energy. This is drive. This is literally desire given physical form. I want to keep this. You see why that's significant with what's happened thus far in the episode. I want to keep this desire. I'm not empty anymore. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not this, I'm not that. If I was a people pleaser, I'd just give it to you, Yayaka. Or I'd give it to Papika for whatever she wants. No, I'm keeping it. I want to make a wish. That's what she's saying here, right? Or at least some segment of that in theory. We do have Yayaka's soft side coming through here once again as the two protagonists call for a portal, which is not coming. We have Yayaka offering a little bit of savior as well here, right? I'm not going to leave you two in the lurch here again, because again, all my actions up to this point in this loop would be for naught, right? Now again, on paper, if you're Yayaka and her team, it does not make sense to go and even save Kokkona from the loop in the first place. It does not make sense to save these two here now, right? You could claim that it's for the fragment, but saving Kokkona before in the episode wasn't for the fragment. Clearly, you care for her, right? This grab of the arm again, very similar to that scene in the kind of nurse's room, right? From episode 1 or 2 or one of them. Again, you secretly care about her quite a bit. This doll as well, that representation of the old Kokkona, for lack of a better term, now shutting its eyes as well, being sunsetted, I think. Finally able to achieve rest as well after being looped for so ever many days. That's great too. Really, really like that as an ending sequence to the Pure Illusion this episode. Yayaka says the school there a little bit weird. Yeah, the school. I don't know what that's about. That's a little bit weird. I don't know. It's also nice that they dropped us off at the school and not at wherever they're from, because that place looks scary. And yeah, I've kind of talked about this already, but Yayaka turning back on job mode. Hey, give me the thing. You don't even know where you want the thing. You don't even know anything about this. But no, what's important is that I want it. We found it together, so we're going to keep it. You know what that means, right? It's like, no, but if you try to steal it, we'll stop you. This opposition, right? This must be heartbreaking for you, though, as well. But also nice. Again, you're not being pushed around. You're not a puppet. You're secretly proud, but you're also angry. And again, instead of confronting that feeling for Yayaka, she's very quick to just turn around and get in the portal and go. She doesn't want to talk about how that made her feel. Again, maybe I'm projecting there a little bit, but maybe the Uriness of the episode got to me a little bit too. Again, I'm seeing that these two care for each other a little bit more than friends. Ending the episode here on a mirror of Kokkona, right? And that clock tower in the background, right? That is a mirror. That is almost her past. She is looking past that now. That is the old her. And she's moving out of these kind of barriers of time and barriers of this and barriers of that. She's moving out of the loop that her life has almost been up to this point, and gaining a little bit of protagonist energy. Hashtag protagonist energy. And yeah, that's our episode here for today. I think very masterful in getting across the thing that I've basically been repeating for the last 55 minutes. There you go. Agency. It's all about that agency, baby. Yeah, really, really good episode. Really creative. Love the parody. Love the horror techniques that we're using in the episode. Love the progression for Kokkona more than anything else, though. And Yayaka. I think Yayaka did a lot this episode. Papika's just a little bit stupid, isn't she? But she's really fun, though. She's fun. Anyway, next week there'll be two. It'll be 2 episodes, 6 and 7. From there it'll be 8 and 9, 10 and 11, 12 and 13. Basically a month till we finish the show. Should almost be around Christmas, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. Maybe there's a Christmas episode in there somewhere. yeah, so looking forward to it. Very, very much so. Vote in poll if you have the chance to. I don't know, there may even be another poll. Just check the channel. Like the video, Patreon, subscribe, Discord. All those things in that order. And yeah, I'm going to get out of here and go to work. Very fun. So yeah, thanks for watching here today. I'll catch you later. Goodbye. Flip flapping goo, or whatever they say. I don't know.